What's going on, everybody? This is Scott, also known as ChaChingKing, and today I'm going to tell you about our very simple and very effective inventory management system. And I call it a system because that sounds fancy. What isn't fancy is my system. It is truly simple. As far as effective, because I said it was effective, we have sold 16,000 items, and that is just on eBay, not including Poshmark and Etsy or Facebook Marketplace or any of the other places that we sell less in, but we do sell. So we're approaching 20,000 items, and it is exceptionally rare that I can't walk right straight to what's sold and pick it up. So if you're interested in knowing how we do that, let's dive right in and take a closer look. So let's look carefully at what we've got. If you zoom in, every tub is labeled A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. And in the SKU on our item, we put what tub that it's in. And let me show you what some of those look like inside the tubs. Here it is. They will be listed on there exactly what I've put in there, which, by the way, this is a super cool vintage sweatsuit that somebody turned into. Really very cool. You don't have to have all of your items in tubs like this. We also use this thing right here. This is an old mail sorting, came out of an old post office. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. And it has 3 columns in it, and every one of those has 10 rows. And so in my SKU, if I'm going to put smalls in there, it'll say WC, and then it'll be 1-4 if it's in drawer 4 in column 1. You don't have to have all of your items in something that's traditional. If you're doing one-of-a-kind things, it's perfectly acceptable to have those things somewhere that you can find them, because that's really all that's important, is your ability to find them. So let's take a look at the Sunbelt sweats that I showed you. And when I pull these up, they should be in C1. That's the tub that they are in. So if they had sold, when I look over here at the custom SKU, they are in C1. You'll also notice that sometimes we will put XP in our custom SKU, and that is when we have those cross-posted, is what that stands for. This is what you saw. This is the custom painted ones. If I were to revise this listing, let's say that tub caught on fire and everything burned up except these. These are that hot, they might do that. If I were to move these for some reason, I would come in and change that custom SKU label and put the new place. And that is all there is to that. Having an inventory system similar to ours has another benefit that I think is really important to running an effective business, and that is the ability to audit your own inventory. Let's talk about what that means. If you have done eBay very long at all, you will know that sometimes eBay drops your listing. It just disappears. And also, of course, it's possible that you've lost something or misplaced it. So let's talk about how this inventory system helps with that. If we scroll down from the Seller Hub down to Active Listings, we're going to open that, and then right here where it says Item Title, we're going to change that to the Custom SKU. And here I can enter my tub number that I want to work on. So I could start with A1 and do that tub first. This is case specific on eBay. So Melody and I, what we've done, all of ours are uppercase. We don't use any lowercase. If you use lowercase and uppercase, then you got to search them both. We use all uppercase. And when I search for that, it'll bring up the things that are supposed to be in that tub. So in K1, this is what I have in there right now. I can take K1 and I can take this list. I can physically go through that tub and make sure everything that's supposed to be in there is in there. And If there's anything in there that isn't listed, that isn't on this list, then I can figure out, is it in the wrong tub or did eBay drop the listing? Your inventory system does not need to be complicated. In fact, I would recommend not having it complicated. A simple inventory system does several things for you. First of all, it makes it easy to use. There's not a lot of components to ours. We got the SKU number where we keep track. We got the places that we're going to put them. And we use the same terms for every one, whether it's H1 or wall cabinet. We know when we read it in there exactly where it's at, and we also know exactly what to put in there. Having a very simple system also allows somebody who comes in to help you, which happens to us from time to time. If we have a super busy weekend, we've got a guy that'll come in and help us pull orders. A lot of times my son will come in and help us pull orders, and they can follow it. It's really easy to learn what that means. So I'm a big believer in keeping it as simple as possible. Here's the thing about an alphanumeric system like ours, A1, B1, you can go all the way through the alphabet, and then you could go all the way through the alphabet again. It's infinitely expandable. Like, I'm not going to run out of space in my system. I will have room for whatever it is we're going to list. Here is the secret trick in using an inventory system like ours. To the greatest extent that we can, we will use the same tub for a whole day if we can. If we're going to list 10 or 15 items, if we can put them all in the same tub and then something happened and 3 months from now something sells and we just messed up and we didn't put the SKU in there and so we don't know where it's supposed to be, if we used the same number all day, we can check the date that it was listed on and see what other tub or two we used that day. And it gives us another way to potentially find an item. Our system has very few components. It's very easy to follow. And that is by design. What I want from my system is for me to be able to find this stuff, get it shipped, and spend as little time doing that as possible. It is simply here to support my business and to make my business run smoothly. If you have ever lost an item, you probably have an inventory system now. If you haven't lost an item, don't wait to make one until you do. And that is all there is to our very simple and effective inventory system. I put in my community notes and in my last video that I'm approaching 25,000 subscribers. When I do, I'm going to give away a Rollo printer. I'm not sponsored by Rollo, but I should be. I love them, and if you don't have one, I would like for you to have one. So I'm buying this out of my own pocket. I am going to give one of my viewers one. There's going to be details to follow when I hit the 25,000. I will post it in my community notes, and I will also post it on Instagram about how you can qualify for it. You're going to have to be subscribed to the channel, so if you haven't done that, do that. I'm going to see you real soon on the next one. I appreciate you watching. Bye.